Let's get the body moving. The 20-20-20 principle of the Core View lifestyle is to have some movement first thing in the morning. It's amazing. We get up in the morning, we feel rested or are hopefully feeling rested, yet our body has undergone a lot of rest and repair. It needs to awaken so it can get into the day, supporting us in all that we choose to do. By taking 20 minutes in the morning to stretch and elongate that beautiful body of yours is a gift to give it to move the day forward in health and happiness. So this morning, I join you from my yoga mat. I encourage you to get down on the floor if you're able, or in a seated chair with a nice straight back, and do some gentle moves. So everything that we're going to do here, you can take an element of it, whether you're on the floor or whether you're in a seated position. The key here is to work across your body, moving one direction and then the other direction, allowing the body to come alive and awake and feeling within itself the ability to move that it has. So join me if you would for the next few moments on your mat or in a seated chair. Whichever you find yourself, I'd like you to reach under your bum and take the flesh back and away on both sides. See if you can sit up nice and tall. Gather the pelvic hammock up, lengthening the spine from the get-go. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, and then lift up through the crown of your head all the way up to the ceiling above. Sitting nice and tall here, I'd like you to take the back of the hands open and up on the inside of your knees. And if you're comfortable, to just slightly tilt your chin down, just a touch, to open the back of your neck. And then soften the gaze, or perhaps be willing to even close your eyes. Feel, if you would, inside of yourself, with the head over the heart, neck elongated, shoulders comfortably above your hips, and lifting the pelvic hammock, sliding it all the way up into the lower soft back for support. Feel this nice aligned posture, and take time for the breath in the nose and out the nose. We're going to do 5 cycles of inhaling a 3 or 5 count, and then exhaling a 3 or 5 count. Let's begin. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more times. Feeling the breath slide in, gracefully exit your body. Feel the muscles. Be aware of the posture of which it sits. Relaxing and smoothing the skin on the face. Relaxing any tension that may have arisen in the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. 2 more breaths. As you exhale, lift upwards in the base of the belly, draining out the bottom of those lungs. 1 more breath. And exhaling. Excellent. Let's roll the palms down on the inside of our knees now. Relax the elbows, let them wiggle and jiggle. And then go ahead and just rock the knees from side to side. See, we're awakening the body first thing in the day. We're just having it come aware, come awake, and meeting ourselves. So this isn't going to be a 5K run or lifting any heavy weights. No big cardio here, gang. And then find stillness. Let's roll the shoulders up and down, drawing the elbows to the side, lifting them all the way up, drawing the shoulder blades next to one another. Yeah. really just open the shoulder cavity. 2 more times this direction. Soft hands, soft elbows. Now we're going to go 5 times the opposite direction. Taking note of what the body feels like when it moves in one directional arena and then a next. Yeah. One more time. Great. Let's go ahead and take your left hand straight out. Reach through the middle finger, really draw it away. Now draw the pelvic hammock up, relax the knees out and wide. Then take the palm so it faces the wall in front of you and bring it right across the body, okay? Taking your other hand, I want you to take it on the outside of the shoulder and just gently encourage the flesh away from that shoulder, slowly with intention, pressing the arm into the upper body, stretching the outer side of that shoulder, slowly taking the hand all the way down the forearm, finding the fingers, give a little bit of tug, let it go ahead and get long again. Then take that thumb, take it up to the sky and lay it right behind your spine. Take the opposite hand across the thigh, sit up nice and tall, and rotate around. Follow your breath now, friend. Really draw the breath all the way up into the heart center. Relax that shoulder down. Take the gaze all around to the back, opening up the neck. Yeah. Excellent. Go ahead and slowly unwind yourself. Take the hands back down into the knees. And we're going to scoop the belly forward, drawing the shoulder blades down. And then we're going to arch the back and tuck the chin, drawing the shoulders up to the ears. 4 more times. Inhale up. A seated cow position. Yeah. Following the breath. And exhale, tuck everything in. 3 more. And scoop. And exhale. Being mindful of the belly position, really stretching the front of the body, and then making that concave space. 1 last time. Inhale in, and exhale back out. Awesome. Go ahead and come back up to that strong seated position. Check that the heart is over the belly, the head is over that heart, and then go ahead and wiggle and wobble those knees and open hips. Excellent. Taking your right arm straight out, reaching away from the first palm down. Reach, 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 reach. Get as long as you possibly can. Then roll the palm forward and draw that arm right across the upper body. Taking the left hand and softly peeling the flesh away. Feel the muscles in your arm. Feel it stretch as you draw it away from that shoulder, coming all the way down to the forearm. Then take a hold of those fingers and reach just a wee bit more. Leading with your thumb, reach all the way up and lay it back down behind the spine and softly rotate this direction. Softening the breath, feeling the strong rod of spine, shaking off the evening slumber and bringing blood flow into all of those vertebrae. Awesome. Slowly unwind, come back to center, take those palms right on the ends of your knees, press lightly in to lift the spine up, and then take the chin down to the chest and just make some nice circles from side to side. And then begin to soften the elbows so that the shoulders slide away from the base of the neck just a little bit more. And softly rotating side to side. Remember, this is an awakening time in our bodies and in our minds, preparing for the day ahead. So feel those delicate neck bones, again, smoothing the skin on the face, relaxing the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. Let's come back to center to a place of stillness and shoot those arms straight on up and reach as tall as you possibly can, leading with your middle fingers. If the hands and arms are together, I'd like you to separate them. Roll the little pinkies kind of towards one another. Sit up taller, open that heart center. Keeping the chin on the horizon, I'd like you to take your right hand down to the mat, palm away. Palm is right down, fingers are away. And soften the elbow and just reach. Depending on your neck, you can keep it so you're gazing away. If it isn't comfortable, then you can also take the gaze down to the hand. Be mindful of the belly. Keep it nice and firm, nice and tucked. And on your next inhale, draw the arms back up overhead and grow tall first, and then reach over to the opposite side. Following the breath the whole time. Lifting back up, grow tall, and now we're going to hinge forward. Come towards the screen, thumbs to the sky. Lift up underneath the belly so that you're making some nice space. Reach over it. And if the hands are comfortable, bring them down onto the fingertips. Now, before we do anything else, I'd like you to roll your tail into the mat and lengthen through the armpits. Tiptoe the fingers out just a little bit more. And then softly walk your hands across over your right knee. Reaching away from the body with the left arm. I want you to flatten that left hip area down into the mat a little bit more, keeping the shoulders level. And follow your breath for 3 long 3 or 5 count breaths. And each exhale, see if you can flatten the forefront of your body closer to the thigh. Excellent. One more breath. And then softly walk your way back to center. Take a super big breath, gang. Take the belly button all the way into your spine. Tiptoe those fingers out. This time flatten the palms down and let the head hang loose. Keeping the tail close to the mat the whole time. Coming back up on fingertips, walk those hands across beyond your left knee. Taking that right fingers all the way around. 3 cycles of either 3 or 5 count breath. Coming back to our center, no rush, take your time. Take a super giant breath under the body. Tiptoe, walk those fingers out even further. Plant the palms down if that's part of your meeting today. Breathe all the way up though, wherever you find yourself, into the upper back area. Feel the hollowness of your armpits, and as you exhale, let everything come down towards the mat. On an inhale, lift yourself all the way up, and let's close that pose. Going to do a couple more seated moves here for this day's practice of movement. So cautiously, I want you to, and I say cautiously because our hip creases are very tight. I want you to go ahead and see if you can put the soles of your feet together. And wherever your knees may ride up, they may ride down. Wherever you meet yourself, that's fine. Having moved that though, I want you to reach back underneath your bum again and find those sit bones. Using your thumbs, placing them right beneath the balls of your feet. See if you can open your knees a little bit wider. And again, we're just going to bounce them just gently. Remember, this morning movement is awakening movement. So just opening up those joints, getting them lubricated for whatever you may do beyond this practice, okay? Now, come to stillness. Lift up that pelvic hammock, so bring it all up. Nice strong spine. Hands back to our feet or on the ankles, whatever works for you. And I'd like you to lean forward. As you lean forward, I'd like you to reach out of your lower back, taking the belly button in. I want you to lean out, lean, 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 lean. Take the gaze just onto the floor beyond maybe 12 inches, 18 inches. Relax the shoulders, and wherever you find yourself, that's what this morning movement is about. You're finding yourself. You're waking your gifted body up. Now, taking a moment, I want you to gather all that in your pelvic hammock. Tuck it up in the base of your spine. Just by that, just like when you lift it on up, feel how that secures the lower spine, and maybe draw yourself forward a little bit more. 3 breaths of either 3 or 5 count. Continually reaching out through the knees to open those hips. When you're done, take your chin all the way to the chest. Take 2 more breaths. Make that space, drawing the forehead down towards your feet. Feel the breath post up your spine. Then tuck the chin and bring yourself on up into a seated position. Reaching the arms up overhead, I'd like you to rotate to your right. Taking the gaze one more time over the shoulder. Nice strong back. On your next inhale, lifting the arms all the way up and rotate around to the left. Nice work. Come on all the way up. We're going to close the pose. Now let's stretch out the back of the legs. I know you've been resting all night, so you say, Coach Mary, we were in a prone position. I'm already stretched out, but we're not. In our sleep, there's all kinds of emotions going on in there. So taking the time in the morning to open up different segments of our body. That's what we're going to do again. Taking that right leg straight on out, we're going to tuck the left leg right into the fleshy part of our thigh. Using our hands, lift up on the sit bones just a little bit so we can rotate the gaze right over that extended leg. Now drawing those toes right back to the face, I want you to again lift up that pelvic hammock and look so that you are looking right down that leg. Taking the arms up, and now just lean forward, tilt out. Shoulders are level, framing the ears. Now reach forward with one arm, thumbs to the sky, and then let that shoulder come back. Reach forward with the other arm. And again, reaching forward with one, drawing it back, and then reaching with another. On an inhale, lift yourself back up to center, and we'll close that pose. Go ahead and swap out legs. So our left leg is extended. We're going to draw those toes back to our face, and it's almost like you're pulling on a nice pair of pants. Reach on up, nice strong body. Rotating, we're looking right down that leg. Arms to the sky, right? Framing the ears. Now reach over that lower body. Reach, 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 reach. Working at trying to have the back stay elongated as opposed to dropping the arms and rolling the shoulders. Keep things up and lifted, thumbs to the sky. Reach forward with one arm. Doesn't matter whichever one you want to go with first. And then the next. Awesome. And again. And one last time. Inhaling back up to center, we're going to close the pose once again. This time we're going to bring the legs straight out front. We're going to roll the shoulders down our back so we're sitting up nice and tall. Take both feet towards our face so those toes are looking at us. Reaching up overhead and hinge forward. And here we are. We aren't worried, guys, about laying our body down.
We're thinking about reaching forward in that middle finger, taking the belly button into the back spine and stretching out the back of the calves, the hamstrings, all the way up to the shoulders. Think of this giant C curve and reach, 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 reach. Following the breath the whole time. Leading with the thumbs, draw yourself back up to center, and we're going to close the pose. For this morning, the last thing we're going to do, we're going to take our hands right behind us, fingers away. We're going to bring our knees up, and we're going to walk our feet wide and just start to rotate from side to side, allowing those hands to keep ourselves nice and erect in the spine. Belly tucked right back to the back. And just opening again those hip sockets. Who knows where your day is going to lead today? May it be bright and sunny. If you're sitting behind a desk the whole time, your body's going to thank you for opening up these hip sockets this morning. Yeah, if you're going to be standing, the supportive hips will be thankful that they have been lubricated. Nice. All right, we're going to go over to one more side and then we'll call it a day. Go ahead and find that seated position again. You see, friends, movement in the morning, awakening our body, it is an event, but it's an event that meets us where we need to be met. Getting our blood flowing first thing in the morning, replenishing all of those cells. It activates and lights up our brain, and it definitely warms our heart. I wish you well on your lesson this week. Keep working at your 20-20-20 philosophy. What works for you? How do you define getting up and going in the morning? Movement, awaken that body. I'm proud of you. I'm so supportive of all the work that you've been doing. Keep it up, guys. I'm really, really rooting for you. The best is yet to come.